After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran at the length of the chamber, repeatedly yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. Let me take you into a deep, dark world. What might be true, might not be true. I'm going to talk about the Russian sleep experiment. I'm going to look at what if it's true, and then what if it's false. So if you haven't read about it, Google search the Russian sleep experiment. It started off as a short story. Timestamp, so you can see, skip to, when I talk about if it's true, I talk about if it's false. So the choice is yours. Or watch it all, see what you think. So stick by. Russian research in the late 1940s, the late 40s, that's World War, so that's changed that to Germany. 5 people, they kept 5 people awake for 15 days using a experimental gas based on a stimulant. So yeah, that would keep you awake. They were kept in a sealed environment to carefully monitor their oxygen intake so that gas didn't kill them. So it was been monitored, so yeah, so that's believable. The test subjects were political prisoners deemed enemies of the state during World War II. So yeah, okay, so these are criminals, done past crimes, so it's understandable. So it's believable so far. Conversations and activities that were monitored, and it was noted that they continued to talk about increasingly traumatic instances of the past. So okay, so they might not have known each other before, but they were telling each other, okay, dark pasts. They stopped talking to each other and began alternately whispering to the microphones and one-way mirrored portholes. After 9 days, the first of them started screaming. He ran at the length of the chamber, repeatedly yelling at the top of his lungs for 3 hours straight. Whoa, that's getting pretty bad now, and after 9 days, I mean, still, so far it's believable. After 3 more days passed, the researchers checked the microphones hourly to make sure they were working, since they thought the oxygen consumption in the chamber identically that all 5 must still be alive. So, you know. Oh wow, that was pretty intense really, wasn't it? I don't know. So yeah, I'll leave the links below to the videos and things like that, so if you want to check them out, please do. And so the experiment, was it real? This part is, if it was true. Okay, so it is quite a creepy story. I hope by now that you might have read about it, or you know, I don't want to go into all the details, there's so much to talk about, but you can follow lots of websites, Wikipedia, you name it, or read the whole story. If it was true, then what do we know about the human body? What do we know that could happen if you starved yourself? Will the real monsters appear? Will these real zombie-ish kind of effects happen? Maybe a zombie apocalypse could happen. I mean, at the moment we're going through this COVID-19 virus, which is just bugs your chest up and can kill people. But what happens if there was a gas released that made it that we couldn't sleep, that made it so we went nuts, made it so we turned into these zombie creatures? Well, if this story is true, this is something that could happen. This is something that could happen. We wouldn't have any control over it. Give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we'll all be, yes, image as shown. So yeah, it's quite creepy, isn't it? I mean, in a situation like that, how would you feel? How would you cope with that? I mean, if you were locked away, couldn't sleep, it beggars belief, doesn't it? It beggars belief that, this is true. This, oh, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a couple of films. I watched a short film earlier, 28-minute film a few years ago. It showed you the shortened version of the story kind of thing. And yeah, it's creepy. But there's a new film coming out this year, should be, by one of the Farley brothers, The Sleep Experiment, which is just a horror film on this story. But yeah, who knows what the experiments were dealt with in the Second World War. The Germans were experimenting, and it could be a true German story that's just put mushy just to push it out under the carpet so they wouldn't believe it, kind of thing. There's lots of experiments that have gone on in World War II that were true. It's a scary world, scary thinking this could happen. But yeah, the story, it's these guys, what they went through in this chamber, how insane they got, and the creatures they became, and when they got brought out, half the body parts missing, the intestines are out, and they were still alive, and creepiness of it. It'd be like being part of a horror film, wouldn't it? Like a zombie apocalypse or something. It'd be, oh dear. And the creepiness. And what do you think happened on your doorstep? And you found out that this was going on, and you found out that these kind of creatures existed, that were humans. And we're deep down, we're these creatures, deep down this could happen. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Jeez, we don't even know the human body as it is. Okay, now let's look at this side and said it's all fake. Well, there's a 99% chance this is just a fan story on a website that people are just reading, and it's so engrossed and encapsulated, and it captures your imagination that it is believable. Even though it's just a story that's all made up. I mean, there's loads of stories out there that people made up, but it's just the believability that it's set in the era when these kind of things could have happened. Mainly the Germans could have done something like this, the Russians could have done something like this, because it's one of the experiments. It's so believable. It's something could be going on right now. We wouldn't even know about it. But I think it will just die. It will just die wondering if these kind of weird kind of creatures, like zombie-ish kind of things. I think that's just a way far-fetched fiction story. I think in real life we'll just die. That's it. Starvation or something, or just. Then again, the gases. I mean, who knows? The gases that could the story kept them awake. There could be gases like that out there, but it doesn't mean this story exists. It takes a screwed up mind to do experiments like this. I suppose a lot of people out there would do it. But it's just imagination. I love this kind of stories that drag into this imagination, this crazy world. Imagine this, but it's damn good for a film. As I said, it's the film by the Farley brothers is coming out in 2020. Don't know when because of this COVID-19 thing, but I'm gonna see it. I want to see it. I just don't know how close to the original story, or exaggerated, might extend it, and might add stuff to it. I don't know. But throughout this video, I'm putting some pictures up so you can see. But I just love this kind of storytelling. It's like Stephen King at its best, isn't it? I mean, So yeah. Oh wow, that was pretty intense, really, wasn't it? I don't know. So yeah, I'll leave the links below to the videos and things like that. So if you want to check them out, please do. And hope you sleep well. And thank you for watching. And see you in the next one.